Well, hello there, beautiful people. How are you today? I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new here. I know it has been a minute since I have last uploaded, but we're gonna change that. Today, I wanted to sit down and use a full face of products that I have been loving. So I guess it's like a nothing new, but these are things that recently came into my life, or they're like holy grail staples. It's just things that I'm loving currently. So if you want to see all of those products in action, a full face, then please keep on watching. First thing we're gonna do is prime our skin, and this is the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. I love this stuff so much. I know people say that it is a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and to that I actually agree with. I do agree that it is a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. They perform very similar and have the same texture, and so this is just something that I've been super loving in my routine. Actually, what I've been loving is just using like a tacky base primer kind of before I go in with like my pore filling type. So another primer that I have absolutely been loving in my routine is this Nyx Marshmallow Primer. I know this went viral on TikTok, and it did for good reason. It's kind of a full all-in-one product like it claimed to be, but I just love it because it has that fluffy texture to it, and so I feel like it is perfect for just creating that even canvas, but also helping fill in your pores where needed. So I'm just taking this e.l.f. putty brush and blending that all over my face here. They made this brush specifically for their putty primer, so that way you can like scoop it and then apply, and I find that this tool is just genius for everything, like all of my primers, not just the putty primer. I know some other YouTubers enjoy using this brush for other products like cream bronzers and stuff like that, which is totally fine. You do you. There's no rule to what brush to use for what, but I really enjoy using this to just kind of spread over, especially because I do have skin that's like pretty easily prone to breakouts, so the less I have to use my hands, the better. So this product next, we're gonna go ahead and get into complexion, but the Milani Supercharged, it is a brightening under eye tint. This has been like just an amazing step in my routine. I wouldn't necessarily like say a game changer, just because it maybe yes and no. I feel like I don't really have like, you know, the typical dark circles or bags that I do need to like cover, which I know people might hear that and think like, oh great, don't complain, which I'm not. I'm very thankful that I have been able, you know, to take care of my under eyes, but it's just something that I haven't needed to start correcting yet. But as you can see, that this really does just super like take care of the discoloration and the pigmentation that I had on my under eyes, and just kind of evens it out and brightens and lifts my under eye at the same time. So it just makes it look more youthful and like more wide awake and whatever. I actually love wearing this just like by itself with my with my moisturizer if I'm doing like a no face makeup type of day, and typically that's like when I'm going to the office at work or whatever. So anyway, I'm kind of just gonna let that, like I just blended it in kind of haphazardly as like an eye cream, and I'm just gonna kind of let it sit there and do its thing. Now what I'm gonna do is cover correct my redness and blemishes that I have on my face here, and I am doing this with this Nyx Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This stuff is actually so good. I've been loving this stuff lately, and I actually just picked it up like 2 weeks ago, so it's pretty new to me. Well, was it 2 weeks ago or just a week ago? I don't know. Either way, it's pretty new to me, but already I'm like grabbing for it over all of my other concealers, and I think partly because I like that it's in a pump, and I like doing this for like my coverage, because what I'll do is I'll just take a brush like this foundation brush, and I'll just kind of stipple it over where I have my problem areas, and it just covers it so beautifully and flawlessly. And I think what makes this product so awesome is that it covers like it is full coverage, but it's lightweight and it has such a natural feeling that it doesn't feel full and it doesn't feel heavy on your face. So I feel like their claim of it being a serum like is accurate. And I mean, like, look at just how nice that covers on my skin and just blends in. For foundation, I've used this product before, so it's not something I'm using recently. I actually just went through my collection today because I was cleaning up from, I was cleaning my kit and putting everything back, and I was like, y'all, I need to declutter. So I went through some things, found some things that I have and that I haven't used in a while. One of them being this Hard Candy Glamoflage full coverage foundation. And I remember loving this back in the day, and I swatched it earlier, and it's a pretty good shade match for me right now. So I want to just use it again and see how much I like it and if I want to keep it in my collection or not. I remember loving it back in the day, so that's why I'm like, I gotta get you back out and use you again because you were a great foundation. And this was like a brand new bottle too, so I was like, okay, we really gotta use you. Another product I've been loving is this sponge by Eco Tools. Man, it's their like biodegradable sponge, and it has been, was that Thunder or my upstairs neighbors? I don't know. Anyway, this has been like my favorite sponge recently because I mean, it just, the texture of it is just so perfect for blending out everything. I feel like it doesn't pick up a lot of product. It just, I don't know, it just helps melt all of your products into your skin so perfectly and takes away like that cakiness. But also, like I said, I feel like it doesn't soak up a lot of product. So you're still, if you want coverage, you're gonna get the coverage from the foundation. But it just, I think, blends out so beautifully. Okay, and my favorite concealer that I've been using lately is the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. Y'all, I just think that this looks so good on the under eyes and just makes everything look so youthful. Blend it in with my beauty sponge. I like this beauty sponge again, I was saying though, because like the comfort of it is so perfect, but I love the double-sided. Here, like more of the longer length for your foundation, and then the shorter, smaller side for your like under eye concealer, or just getting in those more like concave areas is really good for that. I feel like it just adds, this concealer adds just enough coverage on the skin to give you that highlighted look and just kind of lift. And the coverage is beautiful, but again, kind of like I'll say with the other concealer that I used, the Bear With Me and that foundation, is just that it has this like gel serum consistency, and so it just has that youthful glow to it, and it's just that natural fuller coverage. Now I'm gonna go in with my powder, and this powder, I'm gonna go ahead and apply it before I show you because I have everything in the lid here, but it is the L'Oreal Infallible like Pro something powder. I'll show it in a second. But y'all, this powder is a secret house. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. First of all, they have like 2 shades. It's just their translucent powder. And they have like a light medium and then a medium, or a fair light and a medium deep or something, I don't know. But they have 2 different shades of the translucent for lighter skin tone for me, and then for people who have deeper skin tones. And so I like that, first of all, because I feel like some brands come out with translucent powders that just don't, like, translucent is like white, and even sometimes I don't like white. Like this has a little bit of a like a rosy tint to it. Yeah, this is a light medium, and then they have a medium deep, but this is like the most perfecting blurring powder I have ever used. I don't understand it, but like literally it just adds the perfect coverage. It just blurs everything and makes me just look like I have a perfect canvas. I don't understand it. It's crazy. Okay. And an eye primer that I have been loving recently is this eyeshadow primer. It is their Lock It In by Believe Beauty. It's under $5, if not $5, and it is seriously the best little primer I have ever used. It truly, truly locks in your foundation and just makes everything stay in place and makes everything so like blended and vibrant on your eyelid. It really just is a well-rounded performing eyeshadow primer. I love this for myself, especially like for you know, more of the creative colored looks, but this is also a great product for long wearing. So if you want to wear this for an event and have your eyeshadow like long lasting, especially if you are a bride or a bridesmaid, this is an awesome primer because it really just does give that tacky canvas for your eyeshadow, and so it makes all your eyeshadow that you use just like adhere, and it won't go anywhere. It like seriously is no budge. Like when they say lock it in, it seriously locks it in. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a quick eye look using this Everyday Faves palette from Ulta. I feel like this is such an underrated palette and like not a lot of people have heard about it, but it's hard because my lights. But yeah, it's the Everyday Faves. But it's, I mean, it is such a basic palette, but it is like the perfect basic palette. Like it has like, I mean, it's the perfect like rose gold, coppery, you know, warm, neutral. If you are all about that vibe, it's just awesome. It really is. This has been like my favorite palette, just like a go-to literally everyday look. But I also think that this is a great palette for like bridal makeup, for those who really just want like a soft glam look, you know. So anyway, I'm just taking the lighter two shades here. I think there was a little slip that they had names and whatever. I don't know what they're actually called, but my theory is that if you're going to go through the trouble of even printing a slip with names on it, you should have just named them in the palette, because I think that's stupid. Nobody is gonna hold on to that little thing, which is, I mean, truth be told. So anyway, taking this like mauve purpley shade down here. It's like a mauve rose water. I shouldn't say like purple. I mean, even though it does have like purple undertone. But anyway, I love taking this shade and just putting it all over the lid. I'm gonna dip into this caramel brown here with this fluffy blending brush. And we're just gonna put this in our crease and blend that out. Is such a like cloudy, gloomy day here, and I'm actually filming in front of the window with, is just how my setup is here at my vanity. And so I have my lights over here, and I feel like this light is making that shadow just a little dark. So if you feel like that is throwing the vibe off, you know, just comment, let me know. And if you have suggestions for how to I don't know, make it better, then let me know. But I'm actually gonna dip into simultaneously these two browns here just to give some more depth. I feel like these two browns here are pretty similar. This one is just more warm, and this one's more like has a more cooler undertone, but they're kind of the same shade. So that's why I like to either blend them together or blend one with another shade, whether it's that burgundy color or more of that mauve color, just to kind of give more depth without going immediately into like the burgundy. Because in a second, once I blend this out, I'll go into that again and just kind of blend out a little bit. Brush, just gonna go back in only with that deep burgundy maroon shade that's up here, and just now kind of building that in the crease. And I want this one, instead of like starting on the outer and going in, I kind of like to place it in the middle and blend out, because I want more depth like all over the lid, because we're gonna place a deeper shade in the outer crease in Uno Momento. Going in with this deep shade here. And now I'm just gonna blend that on my outer like V portion and blend up into the crease. Now that I've got that set, I'm gonna go in with a product that I have been loving. And this is like total product that I have been loving. Like they have several different colors, they have 2 other colors, but this is the Color Nurture Cream eyeshadow from Burt's Bees. I'm gonna go in with the shade Rose Cream today, but they have 2 other shades, but these 2 other shades, one in Caramel Buttercream, which is just like this beautiful white like champagne, like an ivory champagne, and then they have a deeper more gold caramel shade, which is literally called Honey Caramel, and it's just this beautiful like bronze goddess type of shade. But again, I'm going in with Rose Cream, and it's just like the perfect rose gold, and I love it's such the perfect like moussey texture. It's not like a gross cream like a jelly. I don't like the jelly eyeshadows, I just don't, but it's not like super creamy to the sense where like it's just gonna move all over your lid and create a dramatic mess. I like this to lay down kind of as a base, if you will, for like the shimmer shadow that I'm gonna go back in this palette actually today because I'm using this palette. But I feel like instead of doing like a primer or a cut crease, I feel like this just adds an extra dimension underneath. But I love these on their own too. Like just doing an all over shadow look and blending out with just like one little crease shade or whatever creates for a beautiful look as well. I'm actually gonna dip into this like rose gold champagne-ish color here, and I'm just gonna lay that on top. And I'm kind of gonna go in with this other like bronze rose gold and mix in the both of those and just kind of layer. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. And just kind of blend it out a little bit on the top to get rid of that harsh edge from when we lay down the cream. And see just that extra dimension that I added. Like it just, I mean, I really, that cream helps just elevate the look. I feel like these shimmers in this palette, well, first of all the shadows in this palette perform very well to begin with regardless, but I feel like these shimmers just perform when they have extra little help. I'm gonna clean up my edges just a little bit here from the shimmer that we placed. Blend that out by taking just one of the crease brushes that we used before and just grabbing a little bit more in the pan and then blending out. And then if you feel like you got too much blending back down onto your shimmer, edges are just a little bit more soft, you can go back in with your shimmer and lay it down just right on that concentrated area that you want, and ta-da. I'm not actually gonna do eyeliner today in the sense of like liquid liner. I'm just gonna take this flat brush here and in this deep darker shade in this palette that we used in the outer corner, and I'm just gonna kind of create that liner look, but kind of diffused and messy to give that like smoky look, if that makes sense at all. And then take it just down on my lower lash line. Definitely think that's my neighbor's knot thunder. For brows, I'm gonna use my favorite brow marker is the NYX Lift and Snatch, and I am in the shade Ash Brown. This, guys, if you haven't used it yet, you're living under a rock. You really, truly are. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, start using it if you're not using a micro tip marker for your brows. It can be intimidating, but I feel like once like you start working with it and you can like understand it and get in your groove with it, it really just becomes a miracle product and makes your brows just look so soft and natural versus just like harsh. I'm just gonna fluff my brows and lock them into place with this NYX the Brow Glue. Is like the best thing in the world, and I seriously just love it so much to lock my brows in place. And I feel like it also gives you those foolproof like soap brows, you know what I'm saying? Next, and a contour powder that I have been loving lately, along with the brush. Okay, I know I haven't been sharing a lot of my brushes because a brush is a brush, but let me tell you about this one. Okay, I got it at Walmart, and it's from LA Colors, and it was this like dual-ended like contouring brush, and it is so good. But the powder that I've been loving for contouring lately is this Milani Silky Matte Bronzer, and I'm in just the shade 02. And I know this isn't like a new product by any means. Like, it's been on the market for a while and a lot of people love it. And it's a tried and true like holy grail in their collection, and that's great. But I just tried it, I'd say probably within like the last 6 months. And it's just the bronzer that I'm gravitating to the most recently, like for a warmer contour day. The overall bronzer that I have just actually been loving lately is from No. 7, and it is their just No. 7 bronzer, and I use the shade Caramel. It's just such a beautifully performing bronzer. I feel like it's so, it doesn't like look super radiant, but I feel like it has that natural sheen finish to it. And it's actually just like the perfect color. I think this is like the second shade in the line, and I actually think I want to go and get the lighter shade, because when I picked this up and I brought it into my collection, it was in like the middle of the summer, and so I was definitely a little bit darker than I am now, but not too dark to where this doesn't work. I mean, just see, I feel like that gives just the perfect illuminated bronze look, and it's just as beautiful and classic, you know? I feel like it's just a timeless bronze. Favorite blush that I've been using is from Catrice, and it is the blush block. It is the Blush Box in 020. It's wine o'clock. It's wine 30. Wine is cheaper than therapy. Anyway, I love this because it's just like this perfect like mauve plum deep kind of rose cheek tone, and it has just like a little bit of shimmer in it. This is very, very similar to the Hourglass ambient lighting blush powders, like in performance, because it does have that kind of just beautiful radiance to it. I do feel like I have to build it up just a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. Otherwise, I feel like it's just like a light wash, and then boom, it blends into my bronzer too much, and I kind of want like that layered look. I am going to put on top quickly this other highlighter that I have been loving lately, and it is also from Believe Beauty. This is just their Luminizing Glow Trio on Cloud 9, and I'm just gonna kind of, because we did a rose gold look, I'm just gonna kind of mix these two here and take it on this highlighting brush and just kind of softly sweep the high points of my cheek. Yeah, just softly sweeping the high points on my cheek and my temple here, a little on the forehead, a little down the nose, boop, boop, boop. I'm going to also use another product from Believe Beauty, believe it or not, is their Makeup Perfecting Setting Spray. This, I've been loving this stuff lately. I really feel like, I mean, it's a pump mist, which is fine. That's usually how most setting sprays are. Granted, super love the aerosol mist from the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, like forever will be a favorite, but that, it just is such a soft mist. It's not like a super like intense heavy like dropper. I feel like it really disperses the spray evenly, and just, it's good, y'all. Okay, these little things here, these are the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crowns. Y'all, they're good. Just not necessarily like for lasting power good in that sense, but just like, they're so comfortable to wear. If you like the ColourPop lippy sticks, I think you would really like these, which now that I think about it, is probably the vibe or like the trend that they were trying to go for. But I feel like they just blur your lips so well. You can either do like that perfect like blurred lip or build it up, but I love wearing these underneath the gloss. And another Maybelline product is their lifter gloss. I've been loving the shade Opal lately. I like the shade Moon and Ice, but the shade Opal has actually, funnily, been my favorite, despite that being my dog's name. Probably why I bought it, I think, actually. All right, and this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you have used any of the products that I mentioned today or used today, and you are loving them or you hate them, I wanna know. Chat with me down below. Let's talk about the new products that you've been loving lately, that you've been trying in your collection, or have you even gotten anything new? Have you been using only, you know, stuff that you've used for years and years and years, or you're like on a no buy? I'm curious, what products are you using lately? Are they new? What are you trying? What are you loving right now? Let me know down below. If you're interested in keeping up with me on social media, I am on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and obviously YouTube. All my handles will be listed down below, so you can go follow those if you are interested. And if you would like to see more content from me and are interested in keeping up with me, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Hope you beautiful people keep being the awesome world changers that you are. Remember to share love, spread peace, and be kind this week. Until next time, bye guys.